Why are there people still allowing Sonja to use their students as her interns? What schools are accepting these credits? It can't be like FIT or somewhere like that. This is an issue because I see this girl walking around trying to find panties for Sonja, and I know good and well Sonja is not paying this child anything. She is paying her in credits. Isn't this like indentured servitude? Guys, it's really sad to see the breakdown of Bethenny and Carole because I did like them as friends, but like I said before in my previous reviews, there was a top dog flunky dynamic, you know what I mean? And I think Carole probably watched the last few seasons and realized that she was more of Bethenny's flunky than her friend. I think it started out as like an equal friendship, but Bethenny just has such a strong personality that you either have to be a co-worker with her or somebody battling her. You can't be like an employee because she's going to treat you like crap. And you can't be like her friend because she's going to treat you like crap. That is just Bethenny. I don't think she's ever really been challenged by anyone for her to really love and appreciate someone. I think the only person that Bethenny loves and really appreciates is her daughter. And I don't think that that's just because she's an awful person. I think she has a lot of issues, you know what I mean? Bethenny has a lot of issues, but I also don't feel like she's been challenged by anyone really to just be like, look at what you're doing. This isn't okay. This isn't a healthy relationship. This is how you're supposed to talk to me. This is how you're supposed to treat me. I don't think this ever happened to her because I watched her on this show and she's treated people poorly and nobody has sat down with her and addressed that this behavior, damn train, is not okay. You know what I mean? And I'm hoping we get that this season because I liked them together as friends when they were on an equal playing field, but that didn't last too long. Carole out here lying. Oh, Bethenny has a full house. No, you don't feel like being bothered with Bethenny. You better tell the truth and shame the devil. It feels like this Hamptons home is going to bring out a lot of skeletons and I can't wait. Let's not act like we have not all tuned in just to see Dorinda go ham on Sonja. Listen, drunk Dorinda is the best housewife that has ever happened to this franchise. Let's be real about it. She is a mess, an honest mess, and we love her for it. And thank you all for giving me the information on Sonja's daughter. Apparently, from all the tea that I have been getting from you guys in my comment section of this, of my Real Housewives of New York reviews, Sonja's daughter is anywhere from 12 to 32. Like, none of us really know what her age is. Everybody has given me different ranges of how old she is. However, we all have come to the same conclusion. She's been in boarding school for a very long time. Like, what kind of boarding school is this? Do they take kids at, like, newborns and set them free at, like, 40? This is weird. Oh, Sonja is out here lying to you guys. Let me tell you something. Sonja is on the Megabus, okay? And the Megabus is like $14, $12 if you book early, okay? She is out here stunting and lying to you people. Sonja ain't got the coins that she used to. And she just needs to admit it. That house ain't selling because one of you guys let me know that she is trying to rent that townhouse out for like $20,000. You're not going to get that money. That place is dilapidated, ma. Nobody's paying 20 grand a month for that dilapidated townhouse, which is why she cannot sell it at the price that she wants. She wants to sell it for like a cool 10 million, but the townhouse needs a lot of work. You cannot get 10 million for a townhouse in New York City or Manhattan, wherever she is, with the issues that it has. If she fixed those issues, she could probably get 10 million. But Sonja don't have the money. So this whole thing, JP wants me to keep it as an investment. He ain't even talking to you. And Dorinda about to spill the real tea. Stop faking a funk. You better stop flossing. That's going to get you in a lot of trouble. Jitney. You on a Megabus. Stop lying. I'm liking the Carole, Dorinda, and Tinsley trio because I feel like it's organic. I don't think that they're coming together just to have like this force on the show. I just think that they generally hang out with each other outside of filming and they've really formed a relationship. And I really hope that Tinsley and Sonja do not turn Sonja calling her a whore into the Candy and Portia storyline where it takes over the season and we have to deal with this for 2 whole seasons. Please, no. Sonja, just apologize. Although Tinsley, can we be real? Scott is supporting you. There's nothing wrong with it. I don't know why maybe it's because we're in like this huge feminist movement that you're trying to like give off this idea that, you know, you are paying your own bills and taking care of yourself. It's okay if you're in a happy relationship and your man spoils you and takes care of you. Listen, there's nothing wrong with that. I have no opinions about it. It's something I aspire to, okay? You think I want to work for myself and pay all these bills? Paying bills is overrated, okay? Unless somebody else is paying it for you. Then that's something that we all want. Let's tell the truth and shame the devil. So there's nothing wrong with that, but I think that maybe she does not want to admit it on the show to come off like this wallflower that's like being taken care of, but girl, there ain't nothing wrong with it. Flaunt it. Flaunt it. The minute I get a man that's paying my bills, I'm telling everybody that asks. And even if you don't ask, I'm letting you know. My man paid my bills. How you doing? Good morning. My name is Nikki. My man paid my car note. Thank you. You know what? I think Sonja had not just like a revelation about everything that was going on. I think she probably sat down with her issues and was just like, I need to get it together. I really, really do. I still think she's lying about a lot of things, like this whole mega bus thing. I was just like, girl, what's going on? And I still don't know, like, is her car, does she have a Mercedes or a 4x4? I don't know what's going on, but I do feel like she had that sit down and just a realization with herself. I also feel like she had a conversation with her daughter, who is a bit older now, who I'm just going to say she's like 18. I don't know, somewhere in the ballpark. She's somewhere between like 12 and 30. I'm going to shoot in the middle and go like maybe 18, you know, late teen. I think that now that the daughter's more vocal and maybe saying a bit more, and it's just like, you know, I would rather my mom not, you know, go commando and then jump on a stripper pole and spread her legs, you know what I mean, while a, you know, 20-year-old goes in between her legs and, you know, has fun with the lips. You know what I mean? I think that they had that conversation, was just like, this, you know, this isn't okay, Mom. I want you to be a better representation of yourself and of our family on TV. I think that's what happened as well, because Sonja is very watchful and she's mentioned her daughter a lot. Sonja never mentions her daughter this much, like especially this early on in the seasons. You normally hear about a daughter like later on mid-season, and it's normally about like child support or something like that. Like there were times when I forgot she actually had a child because she wouldn't talk about her, but now she's really starting to talk about her. I don't know if we're ever going to see her, because I still think the father, I think she might be young enough where both parents have to consent with her being on television. I don't know. But I do feel like a lot of this Sonja change, or this new Sonja, has a lot to do with her child. Tinsley is AWOL with you because you called her a whore. Like, that's what it is. Like, you called her a whore. You come after her. You treated her poorly when she lived with you. You are visibly jealous, and it is uncomfortable for Tinsley to be around. And the only reason why Carole is agreeing with you is because Tinsley read her for filth the last time they had lunch. Stay woke. Listen, we all know that Bethenny is a stickler for time. Sometimes she goes very overboard with it, but there are people who are just like that. Get it? I totally understand. However, I feel really bad for her that this is her birthday dinner and she's the first person there. Like, guys, really? Y'all couldn't show up to, like, celebrate her and just, you know, get there early or on time. You know how she is. You're coming to celebrate her. You know she's a stickler for time. Get there early. I felt bad. I felt bad just watching her sit there at that empty table waiting for people to show up to celebrate her. That sucks. That's not cool. I don't care how nasty she is. You guys still decided to be co-workers with her and remain friends with her. So show that girl some love. Sonja, the marathon turned you gray. Oh, girl, you know exactly what you're doing, and Carole can see it. See, this is the thing. Carole doesn't give shade, but she can read it very well. And once you give Carole shade, she's done with you. Once she can read and see where you're going and what you're doing, she just plays it very, very cool, calm, and collected. You don't know your cut from Carole until there's something like that, something that everybody else is invited to, or until you're watching the show back and you're just like, wait a minute, I thought Carole liked me. No, Carole just don't let you know you cut, but you cut. Child, this Dorinda, Tinsley, and Carole dynamic is going to be a problem for the rest of the ladies, because not a lot of ladies coming into this season or like prior seasons have had like cliques. They've all been like, you know, holding their own in their own little corner. But now it seems like Carole, Tinsley, and Dorinda are like really really starting to form something that's real, and I think it's going to be a problem. I really, really do, because even in this, like, you know, Carole is already upset that, you know, Sonja came for her, because that's how Sonja does. Sonja comes for you, but then she acts all like, oh, what? I didn't say it. I didn't mean it. You know that that's just who I am. When she's really saying things to harm someone, but she's too much of a, and take it, you know, with a grain of salt. But no, take it with honey. It's laced with honey, Sonja. Too much of a coward to say it to your face. So she'll try to make some side off color comment and try to lace it with comedy and act like it was, oh, I was just joking. No, that's how you really feel. So Carole's, you know, Carole has cut her, right? Then Bethenny jumps in, and now Tinsley is starting to feel some sort of way, because that's like, Carol's like her friend now. So I'm telling you, the dynamics are changing. It's going to be really interesting watching how this this new clique plays out within this group. It's gonna be good TV. I can't wait. And what is going on? Has Bethenny always had like really thin hair, or is it because she went light? Like, I don't know. Yeah, I think that may come up, because it seems like her hair is really thin up top, and maybe I didn't notice it because her hair was always dyed jet black and it's a little lighter now, or it just started thinning. And if it's thinning, I think it probably has something to do with that husband, that ex-husband, because he really stressed her out. I don't know if she's fully through that yet, but I feel like that may come up and may be discussed, because it's really visible. Oh, Bethenny. Oh, she just needs a burst of joy. I want that woman to be happy. Ramona is getting her little life, because now, like she said, she is the only one who really like counters Bethenny, who really comes for Bethenny. But Ramona always breaks down, so Bethenny always reigns supreme. But now Carole is coming, and like how Ramona said, she's finally found her voice. But I don't think that Carole is going to back down. I think it's going to be very interesting to see now that Carole has found her voice with Bethenny. I don't think she's going to back down. I do think it's going to be a battle here, and Bethenny is going to fight hard, because she's used to winning. She's used to overpowering the girls, so somebody finally apologizes, and, you know, the whole, you know, issue is dead, because the person who Bethenny was in an issue with or had a little tiff with just bowed down and was like, I'm sorry. That's how it always happens. Ramona tries to go for her, but she ends up like crumbling and crying and blaming herself and falling apart, even though Ramona is wrong most of the time. But I'm very interested to see who's going to back down first, because Bethenny always wins. Carole, if you gonna take on this battle, sis, you gonna have one hell of a fight. It may take seasons, because Bethenny is that petty. That's the issue. I don't think that Carole is as petty as Bethenny. Listen, I'm Team Carole on this one. Y'all cannot be mad at her not responding to your text if you didn't even show up to see her run. Like, that was a huge moment for her, and you guys didn't even show up, and you wanted like special treatment. Like, get out of here. If you wanted to talk to me, you should have showed up to my race. Carole don't owe them broads nothing. LuAnn in this Greek tragedy of a relationship, sis, you didn't have a Greek tragedy. You had a horror movie, okay? A B-list horror movie. And this is the thing. I get LuAnn went through something really difficult for her, right? And she wants to move on from it. You can't tell that to the women. The women who have been telling you that this man was no good for you an entire season. You called them all kinds of names. You said they were jealous, blah, 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 blah. You just can't decide to move on from it because you've made your peace with the situation. They all have been dragged through the mud with you through this whole scenario. They went through a year of this, sweetie. They're not just going to get over it right away. And you have to afford them that time to do it, because LuAnn, you weren't the nicest. You know what I mean? Like, I admit that I felt like the ladies were too abrasive to you as well, but you weren't nice in your confessionals. You were over there gleaming. You were so happy you had a man and they didn't have a man, and they was this and they was nasty and they was hating on you because you had a man who was fine and who was wealthy and who had banged all of them, and they was jealous in one of them. And you know what, sis? A lot of that was true. but you wasn't nice either. So you can't just say, hey, let's move on from this. I just want to move forward. No, you got some apologizing to do. You got some healing to do. You got some stuff to work through because you were partly responsible for the way that they felt about this situation. Take ownership. Like Lisa Rinna says, own it. She never does, but I'm telling you. Here's my own personal tea on Scott and Tinsley. I don't know for this to be true. I just feel like this is what I'm getting from them. Scott has some kind of, whatever, some type of business that is new and he's getting off the ground. Tinsley, this is our second season on this show. I think they are back together. I think they never broke up. I think they created this storyline so that they could both get back on this show, so that Tinsley could come back on this show as a main character, and so that Scott could come in as like her boyfriend rekindling. Just give the both of them, Tinsley especially, a really juicy storyline to have her back on the show. But I think they're madly in love. I think that there was never a breakup. I just think that they are using this show as a commercial, because I guarantee you when Scott comes back into Tinsley's life, it's all going to be about this company that he has. It's all going to be about, let's do an event for here, and she's going to be talking about it, and then they're going to be showing events from this show on from his company on the show. It's an advertisement. It's an advertisement. It also gives Tinsley a check, and it keeps her out there as well to really make opportunities for herself. I'm not judging. I'm just saying that this is what I think it's happening, and I agree with it, because this is what I say all the time. If you're going to come on a reality TV show, it's Trainwreck TV, we expect you to make a whole fool of yourself. You are essentially jesters in 2018. It is what it is. If you're going to sell your soul like that, get something from it. And Tinsley and Scott are doing just that. Work. Countess, please, I hope you're coming out with new music. We need it. The fans need a Money Can't Buy You Class Part 2. We need, because nobody on this earth can tell the Countess that she is not better than Beyonce, okay? This woman thinks that she is the biggest pop star to ever hit this earth. Like, she thinks she's the bee's knees, and that's what I love about her. I love, aside from that costume, I love her confidence. I love the fact that she went head first into this whole late in life pop star thing that she was doing, and it worked. It worked for what it was. It worked. We believed it. We was into it. It was very campy. It was very fun. I think she should do that, because it gives her something to do aside from running around New York trying to get a husband, a wealthy husband. That's not a healthy lifestyle for her, but it's what she's used to. She's one of those women who have been taken care of, and it's what she's used to. And when she is alone by herself, she doesn't know how to deal. She doesn't know how to be by herself. She doesn't know how to deal with a life when she is not being taken care of by a man. And I think this is the time in her life where she needs to know who she, find out who she is. Her kids are grown, you know what I mean? She needs to find who LuAnn is outside of being taken care of by a wealthy man who never did her right. You know what I mean? But provided for her. I think that's what she's used to. She's used to wealthy men who cheat on her, who mistreat her, but they provide a wealthy lifestyle that she never would have had she stayed in whatever town she was from and lived just a regular old life. So she accepts certain behaviors because it affords her a certain lifestyle that she desires, and it's unfortunate. So I'm hoping that this breakup, whatever this is, that she just starts getting into her. I don't want LuAnn to date for a while. I just want LuAnn to do LuAnn. That's what she needs to do, outside of the Countess, outside of all of these things. Who is LuAnn? Giuseppe, whatever. Who is that? Who is she? Let's find out this season. That will be very interesting. I want to know, because we don't really know who she is. You know what I mean? We have some idea from this facade that she puts on that the ladies hate. I want to find out who that chick is. I really, really do. However, if the real LuAnn is a woman that gets drunk and beats up police officers, I don't think I want to meet her. Or maybe I do. That would be some tacky TV. Yeah, I want to meet Ghetto LuAnn. I think that Bethenny is seeing a genuine friendship form between Carole and Tinsley, and she's getting jealous because she keeps on making comments that, oh, Carol's up under her and up under, and I think it's more or less the fact that Carole is not like that with her, and now Carole is really sharing her opinions and standing firm on them and not letting Bethenny bulldoze her. So she's trying to make something out of Carole and Tinsley being close, when really it's the fact that she doesn't have her foot on her neck anymore. That's honestly what it is. Like she's jealous of what they have because they've never really had that, and she's also upset that she doesn't have that control that she had over Carole for 2 seasons. And so she's trying to make something of it and keeps on putting these like comments about their friendship in the confessionals, but girl, I see right through you. You are jealous. You're jealous and you're hurt. But Bethenny doesn't know how to voice those things. It's so sad because I think she could be a really cool chick, but she just needs a lot of therapy. She really does. She has a lot of issues, and this tough exterior that she puts up it's so off-putting because it keeps really great relationships from forming in her life because she's so dark, you know what I mean? And just abrasive for no reason that people are aware of, but there's something that happened. I know it's with her mom and all those issues. There's a lot of things there, but she doesn't deal with them. And it's unfortunate because I liked them as friends in the beginning before it became a Bethenny overall thing, you know? Because if Bethenny didn't have an issue with Carole, she would have never sided with LuAnn over Carole. And not like she's siding with LuAnn, but the fact that she is making these comments kind of favoring LuAnn over Carole's feelings and what Carole has been through, because Carole is very justified in not wanting to be connected to LuAnn, who dragged her for several seasons because she started dating Adam, called her all kinds of names, said all types of things about Adam and their relationship. That was like years. And they've never really had a moment where LuAnn has apologized and sincerely and really moved forward from it. LuAnn has always made excuses. LuAnn has always said what Carole has said about her, but that is after the fact. It's never been a clean slate. That's how LuAnn is. She always likes to move forward, but she never wants to deal with the mess that brought her and another person to this crossroad in their relationship. So she'll get into a whole argument with people and it'll be like the whole season of drama, and then she'll be like, let's move forward. But it's just like, no, sis, you said some terrible things about me. You've done some terrible things. Let's talk about it and address it. She doesn't like to talk about and address anything. She just wants to be like, oh, let's squash it and move forward. Not everybody is like that. Some people need closure. Some people need to talk about situations. Some people need to fill out where you're at before they move forward in the relationship with you. And that's how Carole is. She doesn't trust LuAnn because they've never really sat and talked about anything sincerely. To be able to move forward, you really got to talk about the issues that you both have so that you can genuinely move forward. And genuine, I was about to say genuine, child. Told you I was ghetto. But so that's their issue. There's never been a discussion. LuAnn always wants to move forward. Carole always wants to talk about it. They never meet anywhere in the middle, and this is just where they are. They are co-workers, nothing more, nothing less, and Carole does not want to be bothered with LuAnn ever in life unless she's getting a check. Welcome to the Housewives. Sonja, you are really bringing that up again. You were wrong. You put on pajamas that were sentimental to Dorinda. She had them in a package. She never opened them because that is the last gift that her husband, who passed away, gave her. How are you still making snide comments about that and not just being remorseful? So this is why you get into issues with people. This is why nobody wants to move forward with you, because like Carole said, you are nice nasty. Can we be real? Sonja is not the most sanitary person. So to like have somebody in your stuff and you know the coochie is probably not as cleansed as you would cleanse your own coochie, and you know armpits and feet and things like that. Come on, Sonja, you know you don't have the same hygiene as some of the other ladies, so you can't feel a certain way when you are putting your body in somebody's garments, especially when it has a sentimental value. Like, girl, I would say stay woke, but not Sonja. Just wake up. Wake up. Okay? She's never been woke. Wake up. So this is how this argument starts. Sonja, I'm telling you, this is about to be Portia and Candy is going to be haunting this housewife like franchise. I can't believe we're about to go down the same road. This is where they always get in trouble. When they start sharing real tea on this show outside of storyline that has already been discussed. So Sonja brings up that Ramona was sleeping with the contractor and then dumped him. She said she rode him hard and broke his heart or something. And how I know it was true, because Ramona's reaction. She didn't react like it was like a lie. She like, what are you talking? Like nothing. You know how you would act if somebody was saying something that wasn't true. You'd be like, what? What are you saying? Ramona gave Sonja a look like, girl, did you just do that? Like she was really like the life drained out of her. And I'm like, here we go. This is how it starts. You start saying real tea and then people start getting personal. The digs start getting deep. The knife starts getting deep. They start twisting it and it gets ugly, because I think that Sonja is lying about her financial situation, guys, because all of a sudden she starts saying, that's why I'm giving up the house, because it's just too much with the contractors and blah, 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 blah. Sonja, you gotta give up the house. You know what I mean? Like it's, the courts are repossessing it, and JP Morgan, the Chase, whatever, he's not helping you out because he already has his stuff for his kid. His kid is set up. This is Sonja's stuff, and the kid is in boarding school, so she doesn't even need a home because she spends her entire life at some boarding school, and then she's about to go to college, and the father will get her own apartment, so she's fine. I think he's that type of petty ex who is only going to take care of his child, even if the mother is desolate and destitute or whatever. He won't help. You know what I mean? Like, there are just some men who do have money who take care, even men who don't have money. Like my uncle was like that. When he got divorced from my aunt, he still took care of her in the home. Like he was just like, you're my kid's mother, you're my first wife, we're not together, but I still want to make sure you're okay. There are just men who are like that, men who do help out their ex, and men who just like, after we're done, I want nothing to do with you. And I think that's the situation that Sonja is in. Her ex, although he has the money, will not give her a dime. And there are men who are like that. And it's unfortunate because we can see through the lies. Like, I'm not believing anything that Sonja is saying, and how I know that she is lying, the women confirm it with their reactions. Like when Sonja starts going off on her financial lies, all the women just start looking at each other. They get really quiet. They just listen for her. They let her talk, and then they just go on to something else, because I think they don't really want to expose her in that light, and they never really expose Sonja until she pisses them off. This is why I feel like Ramona is about to expose her. Maybe not this episode, but I feel like it's going to come up somewhere later in the season, because Sonja just crossed the line and told her real tea about Mario. Because I also think that Mario is like Mexican or something. And you know them rich upper crust white women don't like nobody telling their foreign love affair tea, especially when the foreigner is brown. So I think that that's another thing that kind of pissed Ramona off, that she is telling her mandingo tea. You know what I mean? Stella got her groove back tea. She don't like that. Don't be telling people what I'm doing with the locals. You know what I mean? If you want to tell my tea, tell my billionaire love affair tea. But don't be letting the people know that I'm sleeping with the brown help. So I think that's what's going on there as well. Although Sonja crossed the line, can we be real? It's going to be good TV when this all blow up, because Ramona is getting ready. Sonja just embarrassed her, guys. She can't even get herself together. She has not even said a word yet after Sonja made that comment about Mario. She is very quiet because she is processing the fact that Sonja just put her real tea out there, and she knows that the show is going to use it. Wow. It's going to be a good season. So we're getting Sonja not medicated. Like, we're getting sober Sonja. So sober Sonja sat in that hut or tent, wherever she was at, out in the desert, getting healed and skinny or whatever. She sat there and she thought about that relationship. She thought about how Ramona has never had her back while she has been dragged through the mud, and how she constantly and consistently held her back and held her tea, did not, allow the ladies to come for her, and did not receive the same kind of friendship or treatment or backing up from Ramona. So now sober Sonja is pissed and she's on a tirade. You better get ready. When I said, when you start sharing real tea, it starts to get messy, because then people start sharing your real tea. So I don't know how Ramona did not get as incensed as Dorinda. And I don't know, maybe Dorinda had a little shot or a drink or two, but I didn't see her drinking nothing. So maybe this was just Dorinda fed up with Sonja just going below the belt, really changing the storyline, sharing people's real information, you know, saying nasty things about other people and herself. I think Dorinda has just reached her limit with Sonja again, okay? Because every season, Dorinda cusses Sonja out like she reads her for filth. Because when she said that your husband left you because you were effing around in the south of France and married your friend, I almost fell off my chair. I was like, oh, Dorinda, Sonja wasn't ready. But this is what happens when you open that door. I wish they would just hold their emotions, stick to the storyline, and we could just move on with the season. But when they get in their feelings and start sharing like real tea and going off the storyline, it gets messy. And I feel like this is about to get messy. I'm hoping and praying we don't get a Portia and Candy situation. I'm hoping they can get it back together and wrangle it, give us this dramatic moment and bring it back in. I don't mind the drama, just bring it back in. Stay on track with the storyline so we can move on with the season and not drag unnecessary mess into seasons and make it something bigger and draining. You know what I mean? Like, we want to be entertained. Don't drain us like New Jersey, please. New Jersey is draining. It's too much real tea and drama going on. It's just, you know, you cry every episode. It's too much. It's too much. We need balance, and I feel like these ladies are giving us balance. But this is what happens, Sonja, when you open that door. But I don't think she's done. I don't think Sonja's done. I really feel like she came back onto this season with a vendetta against Ramona, and I think that this is not going to be the end of Sonja really coming for Ramona. I think it's going to be more tea that's going to be shared. I don't think that I don't think that Ramona is going to be ready for what Sonja has prepared, because I'm telling y'all, she was at that retreat and she just saw their whole relationship and realized that she was a doormat for a very long time, and she's bitter and pissed, and she is coming for Ramona's neck. I feel like Carole went to the same retreat because she the same way with Bethenny. She is not playing. These women have found their voice and they are not messing around. Sonja's voice is too big because she is just getting under everybody's skin, and when you get under Dorinda's skin, child, I don't know if you can come back from that. Of course, the most dramatic moment of the night is the end of the episode. That's how they get us. Anyway, that's where it ends. It was a juicy little episode, and it seems like next week is going to be even juicier, and I will be there to review it. And I hope you stop by to kiki with me in the comment section. And if you like what you see here, guys, please like, comment, subscribe, and share. And I will see you for the following episode of The Real Housewives of New York. This is how you do it, Beverly Hills. This is how you give us a show.